Hello, accountability buddies. This is Les with another episode of Less is More Healthy, coming at you from the car, again on my way to work, this time after my walk. I am just getting out of Colgate Park, where, as I've said in the last several episodes, I'm kind of obsessed with this little park, in part because it's really cute. It's got a little playground associated with it. But also it's got kind of an interesting history in terms of like town politics and stuff. Um, so I did a short, roughly 1 mile walk. I did a little coffee outside. I'm just learning how to relax before work, which I think is incredibly important. Wow, it got super bright. So today's topic is a little heavier than usual. I'm going to talk about some physical health stuff, some kind of intense physical health stuff, and specifically, I want to put out a content warning so you can click away if you want to. I'm going to talk about strokes. Um, so this would be a good time to kind of click away. Maybe not watch this at the rest of this episode if talking about strokes is going to upset you. So I know as a type 2 diabetic with blood pressure problems and a family history of strokes, I am at a much higher risk of stroke than other people. I have not had a stroke, by the way, just to like, so you don't worry. You know, one of my grandmothers had a stroke very young. Um, my other grandmother had several when she was significantly older. Neither of my parents have had a stroke. None of my brothers have had a stroke. Um, but recently, a friend of mine who also has type 2 diabetes, also has blood pressure issues, has a whole host of other health issues related to type 2 diabetes because where he was in his life, he was unable to make the choices I was able to make. He's a little older than I am. And as a result, his type 2 diabetes is much worse than mine. He's got other physical health ailments that are a result of type 2 diabetes. And so he'd had a stroke before. He's also had a heart attack before. And this past weekend, he had a stroke. And we had plans. The reason I found out is we had plans, and I was texting him. And, he was standing me up. And I was texting him. I was like, where are you at? Like, why are you standing me up again? Because this is not an uncommon thing with this guy. And, I was a little more gentle than what I'm saying because I'm trying to be a little funny here. Because it's upsetting. And so, I didn't hear from him. And then I found out another friend was like looking to talk to me. And so before I got to talk to that friend, he called me back. And so we had this whole conversation. He let me know he'd had a stroke. He was doing pretty well. He got the medical care he needed because his partner immediately recognized you're having a stroke, and got him to the ER, got him on the meds he needed. And the thing that really got me about the whole thing is like he was apologizing to me because he'd had a stroke. And my first thought with any sort of medical thing is like, you're having a major medical event. There is no reason to apologize for that. And I will also admit that I was someone who, for many years, when I had some sort of health or medical issue, apologized for that. I was apologizing to work. I was apologizing to friends. And there was this point when my mom had open heart surgery where I went into work and I told my direct boss, hey, my mom's having open heart surgery. I really want to take some family medical leave. I'm eligible for up to, I think it's 6 weeks for direct family member. I want to take some of this time and care for her. And my direct supervisor at the time was awesome. She was like, you know what? You take the time you need. You go help your mom. And I was only like, my mom had asked me to only do 2 weeks because that's what I could afford. That's how much PTO I had. Um, and so, I went and I took care of my mom. But when I let my other boss know, I had two bosses, it was confusing. My other boss's response was like, she started to like go through like all of the people she was going to have to notify, who she was going to have cover me, um, and all of these like things. And then basically said, who are you going to get to cover you? And my first thought was like, I'm not. I don't give a shit. My mom is having a severe medical issue. And it was at that point where I realized if I am dealing with like a severe medical thing, I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not gonna like I'm gonna take the time I need. That is what my PTO is for. That's what sick time is for. And I can take it any way I see fit. And I'm not going to apologize for it. But that took a lot of work because, like, my friend and I, we're Gen X. We've worked for boomers our whole life. And that old mentality of, like, you go in when you're sick, um, you no matter what, you show up to work. You want to have perfect attendance and all of that nonsense. I don't believe that anymore. I don't think it's healthy. I think like especially I think COVID really like made that apparent that that is not something that we have to do anymore, that that's not healthy. So my point being is I realize like what a what a mind fuck it is, excuse the language, to apologize for being sick. Here you are, or here he is in the hospital telling me he's sick and apologizing for not being able to make our meeting. And I'm like, bro, there's no need to apologize. You're sick. You can't help this. If this was something that you had done on purpose, yeah, apologize. If you had not shown up to the meeting because you forgot about it, then apologize. But you're sick. There's no need to apologize. There's nothing, you did nothing wrong here. But anyway, like that's kind of like what I'm thinking about as my body ages and there's a potential for some serious health stuff going on. Um, like I don't feel like I need to apologize. I don't think anyone needs to apologize when they're sick. I understand the urge certainly to apologize. I understand wanting to apologize. um, I'm sorry I can't be there. Like, to me, that's not an apology per se for, you know, anything or everything. Um, but yeah, I guess I just personally want to stop apologizing for things that are out of my control. And all right, so this was a heavier episode than usual. And I just want to acknowledge that. And I hope that if you have type 2 diabetes or you're at risk of stroke, that you are getting the care that you need to reduce that risk. I hope you have adequate health insurance if you're in the US and, state run care if you're outside of the US. So, yeah, sorry this was heavy, but also I'm not sorry, because I think we need to talk about these things. I think we need to talk about our responses to having physical health issues, and I hope you stop apologizing like I'm going to stop apologizing and have tried. I've worked really hard to not apologize for my physical health issues. It's not something any of us can help, you know? So please stop apologizing if you've got physical health stuff going on. And yeah, so I'm just going to take a moment and thank all of you for being here and watching these shows. I appreciate the thumbs up, I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the views. I just, I really do appreciate it. And I hope you gain something out of this episode. Maybe think a bit about what you how you feel about being sick, how you feel about apologizing for being sick. Do you need to apologize when you're sick? I don't know. Come back at me and you know make some commentary in the comments section about what you think. Am I being too like rigid? Should I apologize for being sick? I don't know. I still don't think so. I don't. I think I think we spend too much time apologizing for things that are out of our control, and it's important to kind of let that stuff go. Like the things we can't control, let it go. But anyway, this episode is getting long, and I just want to take a moment, like I said, and thank you for being here. The likes, the thumbs up, the comments, and all of that stuff. And I will see you